Hello, hello, everyone. Good to see you here. Our Thursday night passionate time. Welcome on board. Hey, good evening, everybody. Good to see you. We are asked a special request to analyze a viral video today. That's went on viral for the past week or so. It's about the mom and dad and about McDonald's. So it's pretty interesting video. So we are going to watch it and we are going to analyze it. And we have millions of people, almost a million people watch it. Many people give comments and feedback. I know it could be some of the topics you talk with your family members. So we're going to watch it together and we're going to analyze it now. So before you are able to just subscribe, and you can hit the subscribe button and just hopefully reminder. So we'd like to get you here. If you are passionate, this is one place that you will see me almost every week. So I'm glad to see you here. So let's watch this together but I want you to know we were coming in a way really analyze it, because we will see smoking, guns going, videotaping, arguing, everything. But hey, I want your opinion right now. Like, what is really driving this particular this woman's, what's her top passion? Okay, it will come out. So I want you to focus. Number one is, let's look at it, and hopefully will give you a glimpse into how passion, how motivation science can help you to look at a video like this. And also at the same time, we are able to see something, hopefully help us to clarify things a little bit. So I'm going to get myself out of this picture right now. I'm going to play this just quickly. Hopefully you can see it. Here we go.
Every fucking day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
So what are you talking about? What are you mad
Them
about?
my kids, them your kids' siblings though.
So what you?
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't give my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Lisa, you had
Them are his siblings
Lisa,
though.
You had
He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating no McDonald's. Why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring my son food? I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound f***ing dumb.
How is that shit dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's?
So
you know I get food stamps on the 11th.
3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What
Yeah,
do I look like?
they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f*** I did.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me?
Because I'm exposing. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy.
I am a good daddy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all. Then he can't take that. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, I could maybe. You got it's three extra kids. What the? Do I like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids? Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with. That's the one you gonna.
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
So that means
yeah.
I take care of them.
So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Your babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel the way about eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the room.
Send him down to the car. He ain't even got to eat in front of his brothers and sisters. He can come right out to the car and eat with me.
No. You know what? Fine.
All right, folks. Now I have to post it because I want to take a guess where that McDonald's drink and burger going to go next minute. Do you think the mom will let this food go on and start to enter into the house, or what do you think where this food will be ended up to? So I'll keep praying. I think you probably know what it's going to be just in a minute.
Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Done. He ain't eating this. You.
Why would you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids.
Okay. Let me just go back to the McDonald's part. Here we go. So here we go. This is a viral video. I really think this one happened on daily basis. You will be shocked how people are put this way, how people are really have argument and going nowhere, just like this. And I know the online people are really different side of this story. People could stand on the mom's side, could be on the dad's side. And so what do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, to me, this is a very interesting PQ or passion stuff. I'll be honest with you. I like to just walk with you, analyze it a little bit with you, so we could able to take a look. So my top question out there now, if I read some of the comments, it's just blown your and my mind. A lot of people just have different comments, standing on all kinds of different issues, from no child left behind policy all the way to like, hey, he's a good dad. At least he brings something to his own son. Maybe he's not doing enough, but hey, my dad never bring anything to me. You can look at the comments, and there are other comments talking about like, hey, waste of food. Why you just throw it to the sidewalk? And so so what you're thinking about this? And this one happened all the time in almost every family, and so I want you to see, like, I want you to focus now actually on this particular conflict or a encounter, or if that happened on daily basis in your household, in your company, in your community, that you have this like nonstop confrontation, voices. And I like to share a secret with you tonight, because you will be shocked. After I analyze it a couple of times, I will give you my take on this one. I hope this woman will have a chance to just bless her with a free PQ test. I'd love to do that if she's up to it. Dad, no, I don't think so, because the mom is really, really the one that I analyzed. And so, and now the single mom, she has, I think, 4 kids with probably 4 or 5, or I don't know, 3 different fathers. And this particular young dad bring a McDonald's probably every morning just to give his own son, right? I mean, one of the 4 kids. And this woman, this baby mama, of course, as a baby mama for 2 children. Look at the size of that. I guess this boy, probably most likely boy, probably in the elementary school. That's about that age, with that one burger, one drink, kind of in that age, love McDonald's. So I guess that's the case. I may be wrong, but there are 3 other kids, siblings from different dads. So and the mom insists you have to come feed all 4 children. Okay. Otherwise, you don't feed your kids, eat nothing. Okay. That's exactly what this is about. So so what do you guys think is the top passion that driving this mom? And she's trying to videotape the whole thing, try to so-called expose the dad. Okay, so like, I need to expose this guy. He just coming every morning with 1 single burger, 1 drink for his own kid. But I have 3 other kids in my household. This is my household. You don't bring that. Otherwise, So now, and I look online. Most of people kind of be honest, their comments are more against this woman. I'm not joining that camp right now, but I want to really see behind the curtain, behind just the voices, raise up voices, the videotaping behavior, the shouting, the screaming, the blaming, the name calling. She kept calling him stupid, dumb. So all that happened. Now, if you grow up in an environment like that, I'm fully aware of that. I grew up in an environment similar to that. My mom and dad, they married for 50 years, but they have argument on daily basis. So I kind of know what it is as a kid living in that household. So and I want you to know that after many years, finally, I start to understand a little bit more what really drives this kind of behavior. Okay. And so let me stop here. Now, if you are passionate, if you're on YouTube or here in a Zoom with me, what is a lead passion for this woman? Come on, I want you to throw on YouTube. We have Coach Joyce can monitor that for me. Just type it like, what is a lead passion for this woman? Now, seriously, no, it's like, okay, here, Ben from San Diego. Leading vengeance. Oh, let me pull that one out. I love it. Can you feel it? That's why I want to watch like where the burger going to go. I'm like throughout the whole thing, where the burger going to go? Like I where it is, So let me see. So vengeance. So some people say vengeance. Okay. So the vengeance because the burger is on the sidewalk. Okay, I guess that's the case. All right, so let's get vengeance. I mean, can you see like you would think this woman, this mom is led by vengeance. Vengeance is a motivation that's legit. It's like fair. Boy, this is not fair. Yeah, that's your son, your blood, your son. But I have 3 other kids. They feel it's not fair. I feel it's not fair. So it's my house rule. You coming, you bring 4 burgers. You feed everybody. That's a vengeance thing. And you can see this woman is definitely like, and she talked like she want fairness. She tried to argue that. And then, she throw the whole thing like, F, this is the case. Nobody eats. Okay. So if you think your spouse is being led by vengeance, that does happen. Okay. That person need to have the final say. Sounds familiar to anybody? I gotta do it. The final say. Any argument, the final say in this one is not just you are dumb. It's like, okay, I'm going to throw this on the sidewalk. Not going to happen in my house. I have the final say now. Okay, you see that, and that's usually what leading passion in vengeance look like. And second is usually turn into argument, like try to give reasoning, try to win by the court. I try to give like law says, this is my house rule. This is, this is who I am. This is, how I do things. You don't, So yeah, okay, vengeance. Got it. Okay. I don't think so. Ben, no, I don't think so. No, I think she's high in vengeance. Vengeance is probably helping fueling the whole thing, but no. I might, okay, now let me see other people's comment. Oh, I love this. Okay, so I hope you will help you today because, I think analyze it. I'll share with you why. Now, definitely vengeance. Joyce, Coach Joyce said, definitely vengeance. Oh, people with high vengeance, you will pick the vengeance up. Now, imagine the dad. Can you guys see the dad is not a high vengeance guy? Can you see that? No. He is probably soft power, probably high family in a way. So bring food faithfully every day. Hey, so it said family against vengeance. Vengeance going to win. Okay, so it's kind of funny that way. Anybody else? Andy. Okay, Andy said vengeance plus family. Hey, yeah, that's okay. Let me pull the family out. Right on. I think I know. I hope this can help you in a way. I want to bring a little bit some kind of it could be. Let me put it very honest. It's like so when you have high vengeance and high family, you will fight for your family, fight for the fairness. And that's a very powerful thing. This one usually happens in the Western movie, okay? The cowboy thing, okay? And that's why they have the cowboy. If you look at the Yellowstone, I don't know if you watch the Yellowstone, the TV series. It's about, pretty cool family, but it's about vengeance and family. They united when people come against their family. So this is definitely drama stuff. Yeah, I think this woman's family, I guess, is high. Absolutely, you can see she cared about her kids, but people say maybe not. I don't know, but she definitely has high family. You'll be shocked. A lot of young girls out there, listen to me. When they were teenagers, if they have very high family and the family passion is not satisfied in that girl's original family, maybe no father figure, maybe too many siblings. And so if that girl has a very high nurturing, so family passion is about nurturing people. So that girl will end up a lot of time, this will reflect on the girl's relationship with multiple men. Now, it doesn't mean the girl fall in love with the man that she has relationship with, but a lot of time, this girl will tend to fall in love or fall for the bad boys. You know why? Because that mothering instinct would just drive that young girl, even just a teenager, to mother somebody, to be a savior, like pick up a stray dog, like take the dog home and take care. So you will be shocked. A lot of young girls start to have like multiple relationship, sometimes at the same time, because it's not just it's not just sex, it's not just relationship. She was vulnerable because she has this very mothering instinct for the brokenness in people. So it could be taken advantage of and could be just too much to overcome. So you'll be shocked, and a lot of single mom out there, the mothering instinct is kind of interesting in the play. We have worked with people, so we find out a lot in a high family. So if they don't have a outlet for that, say become a teacher or maybe go to a community center working for younger kids, to have an outlet to let this mothering so-called family passion right here, family passion, where are you? Ooh, I can't cover you. Here. So a young girl cannot cover, doesn't have an outlet for, so a lot of parents and educators out there, please listen to me. And that could explain some of the this kind of very complicated, relationship. It's not just sexual drive. It's not just, it's more than that. It's something that this is a top one, especially for younger girl to articulate and start to find a way to really, so I get this mom right here. I can hear from her tone. Andy, I think you are right. She probably, as a teenage girl, has high motherly passion called family. Okay. I bet she loved kids. Otherwise, she couldn't have 4 kids in her house. Okay. So, of course, there's certain neighborhood and cultural stuff, but she got 4 kids in the house. Now, people can think otherwise, but to me, I think she genuinely liked to be with kids. Okay. So, and plus vengeance, she's going to fight for the fairness. Okay. I got it. Pretty cool. But I don't think that's a leading passion. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Hey, idealism. Our Coach Henry got something. Idealism. So we have to be very careful when we see this kind of conflict, all the way from ideology to all this. You'll be shocked how, if we don't really look at the bottom line of things, we may be very, very confused. Okay. So somebody say idealism. Can you hear that? I almost want to say she should represent the no child left behind policy. Like in my household, no child left behind. One eat, everybody eat. Now, I see the online comment. There are people saying this. Why don't you cut the burger into 4? Everybody get a corner. It's kind of very funny. So you can dilute the Coke. Everybody get like, I see this is really administrative people. Like, okay, let's solve the problem by provide a system. I've looked at some of the comments and saying like, hey, at least you should thank for the dad and take the food. And, just so, nobody go empty stomach that day. So, and she talked like a high idealism person, right? Like, how come you don't consider other siblings? She's referring to the, not just fairness, but ideology about siblings, about how we should really play fair. Not more than that. It's like, you should really think about, as a mom, as a mom in the house, I have to really, really keep everybody the same, give them fairness to feed everybody. Okay. That kind of coming out. And she tried to argue that, but she's not very good at it, guys, because the vengeance always pop in and just mess up her argument and for idealism. Like, so she kind of tried to argue it, but then she can only say, you are dumb, because you don't have any idea of, you are dumb. So, okay, so I'm the person get idea about this system supposed to be this. So, yeah, but I don't think she has a very good argument there anyway. All right. So, yeah, everybody should treat equally. You see that. Okay. That's what, so, it's an argument that sound, but in the personal level, it's never worked. Okay. It's never worked. In the ideal world, so this personal level, this one is very, very tough. And you can see the dad is like, huh? And you are the one go out get another 3 kids, not me. So it's like, hey, in your ideal world, it's not my ideal world. So I think the woman really be very honest. I think people may not like her voice, screaming, her argument, but she has a good heart. Can you see that? She has a good heart. Now, people online, you probably now leave comment, you don't like Coach K anymore. Fine. But I want you to see, you have to see beyond the curtain that this woman actually is very idealistic. You can see she wants to take care of kids, family. So you will be shocked, when she's with the kids, she probably will be a very different woman. I have no idea. So she put up a facade. You can see this is a facade. She's like, I have enough of this. So, yeah. And anybody else? Acceptance and power. Okay. Yeah. Let me go there. All right. So, power, acceptance. Now, you guys know acceptance very well. Acceptance is the passion where you want people's, approval. yeah, I mean, she could keep talking about acceptance, and let me pull it up a little bit. Acceptance, like, and sensitivity. I can see her tone is sometimes going up, and you can see she's trying to control some of her temper to be able to make sense of this young man. But then she pick up the tone back again, try to scream, try to call him dumb. But most important, the sensitivity come into like she is sensitive to her other three kids. You see that? She's sensitive to their feeling. She's sensitive to how they will respond every day. Just one kid get to eat McDonald's, the other three watch. Okay. Now, so yeah, and could be high power. Oh, she's a high power lady. I sort of maybe or maybe not. I'm not sure she has high power. Where's my power thing? Give me 1 minute. Where's my power thing here? Let me get idealism out. I think we should leave idealism out. Sorry, Henry, your vote count, but I think idealism is probably so high power. Just I want to have the final say. I verbalize my opinion right away. I want to post this online to expose you and all that. Yeah, okay. Independence. Hey, that could be independence again. It's like I don't want help. If you want to bring help, do it my way. Very good. Good point. All right. So let me get it out. Oh, my little Coach K right now is kind of all over the place. Give me 1 minute. Okay. It's here. Independence. Like, hey, don't touch me. I want to do it. All right, folks. You guys got good points. Oh, the folks out there. Now, online people, what do you think? Which one is really driving this woman consistently behind the curtain? She got into all these quadrants. She got all into this from bits and bytes. And my opinion, none of this above. None of above. All right. So let me go. It's not acceptance. It is, she's trying to be. Not independence. She tried to pull that car out, didn't work. Sounds powerful? No. Vengeance? No. Family? Probably. I think there's one very strong passion that drives it all. And if you start understanding this, you will understand a lot. In a lot of argument like this, in a lot of conflict like this, it could be on the personal level, but we can escalate this all the way up to a national level thing. You'll be shocked. This is what happened. Are you ready? All right. Whew. Dun, 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 dun. This is what I think. This woman, if she's anybody can get her to do PQ. I bless her with a real PQ. Love to coach her online. Ready. Okay. Ha. All right. This is my take on it. My take on this woman is tranquility. Now, let me explain what tranquility is. Tranquility means a person is under high stress. Higher the number means more frequent, higher level of intensity of stress. Almost every level is close to the top. It's almost like back of your neck. You always feel stress. You always think about the negativity. You always think about the worst case scenario. You always, for example, this woman, she already think about the worst case scenario. It's like, one kid just eat McDonald's, 3 other kids start to cry and complain. You see, she already go into the worst. Maybe she experienced it. I don't know. But you could see, if you watch this over and again, there's only one way that there's consistent drive to drive her argument into vengeance for, into idealism talk, into family talk, into power talk, into acceptance talk. Like constantly there is tranquility. She's on high stress. Now, so if you make comment about this woman, it's easy for you. If you are not under high stress like she is, you can say whatever you want to say. You and I don't understand what that is. And if she's under, so I bet she has a very close to like 2.0 tranquility. Like, that means she never feels safe. She never feels peaceful. She never feels like whatever she's doing is enough. She constantly needs help. Is she getting one? I don't know. The one help she gets is actually not really helping. You are not helping. That's basically the message. And can you see from this argument, screaming, like entitlement? People just call her entitled. Like you should feel lucky because a man, a daddy, baby daddy, even bring at least one meal. Now, people, you can talk what you want, but to me, you have to hear that voice from this woman's insides, like tranquility. I don't have tranquility. I'm stressful. I'm stressed out. Now, I'm not saying when you stress out, you are entitled to behave like this. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying what's really talking inside is not vengeance. You hear vengeance, like, fair. You heard idealism, like you should provide a fair system. You hear all the argument, dumb. No, it's because she is stressful. She's high stress. And so now, so that's why, now, if we just flip the coin, what if the dad could have brought 4 McDonald's? Do you know what's going to happen? So you think that would satisfy the vengeance, like, to be fair, or idealism? Or will that actually satisfy her family? Hey, yay! The baby daddy now bring 4. What do you think if he could have bring 4, like he afford 4, he bring 4? You know what's going to happen? He's not going to be happy. He's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy. She's going to think about the worst case, like what if I don't know. She probably think like, how about tomorrow? Maybe that's going to stop. You see that? And so this will be an endless circle of argument and nonstop conflict. So this woman, this mom need a peaceful, some kind of relief now. So this is a tough thing. It's a socio-economical, it's cultural. I'm not in a position to make any argument or judgment here, but yeah. and this is so when a person is driven by tranquility or lack of tranquility, stress, it's endless argument and endless scenario, worst scenario case that's pop up. So I want you to see that. And another level of tranquility, that's why you hear this a lot, is called peacemaking. So a person, if you are born with high tranquility, it's not a curse, because the tranquility in the traditional psychology, stress is all bad. But today in the motivation science, stress could be a motivator. That means if you are high tranquility, you are sensitive to danger, you are thinking more detail, and it's not a bad thing. You take less risk. But there's another level, out of about 15% of people born with high tranquility turn into a category called peacemaking. So this person really, their stress level is come from people's argument, people's conflict. People are not getting along with each other. So, and you can see when you get to that 15% of that category of people called peacemaker, and they usually function very well and very function and work very hard to bring peace to their neighborhood, to their family, to their community. So high tranquility people, I've met them. I know them. I coach them. And I've seen them over in different societies. So they are the peacemaker, but they sacrifice their own tranquility for other people's peace. And this type of people, oh, they will couple this with motherly love, high family. They will couple this with vengeance to keep a system going. They would be working very hard to provide the bread on the table because that person wants to bring peace, enjoyable peace to the group that person live with. And it's a tall order. It's a high price to pay. So this type of people usually bring peace back home, but that person may not have peace. That's what I'm trying to say. That person is a peacemaker, but that person is losing peace big time. Are you one of them? And you can see this mom. I think she's speaking for her group, these 4 kids, because she knows this kind of behavior will stir up the conflict on a daily basis. Then that kids group will not have peace. It creates jealousy. It creates, so she already, so you can see, that's why I second evidence, I believe she has high tranquility is she talked about peacemaking. She may not articulate it right, but she's trying to say, hey, my stress come a lot. I want to be the peacemaker for my 4 kids at home. They may come from different fathers, but hey, I am coming up with a community. I am the sole responsible adult in the household. Don't judge me. I want to be that peacemaking person. Please don't stir up the pot. That's what she's supposed to say. Okay. So I can see the second level, she's high in peacemaking, and her argument all fall into like vengeance, fall into idealism, fall into family argument. Those are legit argument, but none of that work, right? So I think she is genuinely a peacemaking person, mom in the household. And yeah, they sacrifice their own for everybody else's peace. That's happened. So if you are one of them out there, I know you. I have coached many people like you. You may sound cool. A lot of these help people, they actually work in counseling. A lot of them, they bring peace to other people, but they need to see another counselor for themselves. Okay, that happens so much. And that could be a pastor, a minister, an educator out there. You have to bring that peace to your board, to your education board, to your parent group. You are the one that manages the whole thing. You are the peacemaking guy. But hey, you know what? You sacrifice your own peace. So you don't have peace. You don't have tranquility. You are looking for it. So that 15% of people, salute to you. It's hard. And if you don't function, the society going to be like, so sometimes they will come out like this. So there will be a peacemaking troop for a season. And when the stress go up to here, they will explode. So I think the woman exploded. That's why her behavior like this. Okay. So I want you to see this. So to me, if I have a chance to really talk to the woman, to the mom here, I think I want to understand her stress level, like where it's coming from. Okay. No, seriously, I will bypass all the other argument. It's not to focus on the family. Yeah, I love family. Cool. It's not focused on, yeah, the vengeance, justice. It's not focused on, yeah, idealism. It's actually say, hey, where are you in terms of your stress level? That's number one. Number two, can you break down your stress into different components, which could be vengeance, could be idealism, could be saving, could be money, could be food. I have no idea. So is there anything that could be done to take out some of the components that contribute to your stress to help you lower down? Now, you'll be shocked. If you can take only 10% of a person's stress, oh, that person could be a totally different person. So this particular motivation or a stress factor is really, it's very hard to analyze it, because it will come out from many other angles to disguise, because people hate to be showing, people doesn't, nobody like to feel vulnerable. Nobody want to be like that. So you can, she tried to be tough. She tried to argue. She tried to be the protector. She tried to be the provider. She tried to make sense of this young man. But can you hear her voice? She's actually very vulnerable. So I want you to know that. So if you, hey, all the passionate out there, I want you to understand this. So when you have a boss like this, or you have a parent, you have a teacher, you have a parent coming in arguing with you, a lot of time it's not what they say. You have to know, does this come from tranquility? They usually don't say. It's like a tip of the iceberg. Like whatever you see, the tip that coming out, like blowing, the steam and the iceberg, the tip, usually that's not what matters. Okay, so the tranquility is a very, very tricky passion, because you could really work on it and it will become a very powerful motivation. Very powerful. I can see historically, a lot of movement makers are high tranquility. And because they want to be peacemaker, and they do that, sacrifice their own stress. And then many small percent of them become the top tier that could manage this passion. We call them extreme camper. Basically, they don't want to take risk. But if they take a big risk, say some kind of non-violent protest against certain thing, they would do that. But you know what? They would do it not in a violent way, but they would do a protest in order to achieve a higher level of tranquility for the community they love, they work with. And I've seen them, I work with them. I know them as their personal coach. So they sacrifice tremendously, and they are going to take a risk, but they will calculate every step. So they will lead a group to take on a very risky adventure. So the whole group, my whole point, will end up in a much better place, safer place, even though the whole journey is like climbing a rock climbing, mountain climbing, taking risk adventure. So I want you to know, so this woman out there, I don't know your name, online people comment on you. I hope you don't feel bad. I want you to know you have a pretty powerful inside drive called tranquility. I bet you are a peacemaker since childhood. So hopefully, we can help you how can manage this powerful passion inside, turn that stress into a motivational drive that only you guys know what that is. Only you guys know how sacrificing on almost health sometimes, reputation sometimes, will actually do a better good for everybody else around you. So that's my message to this woman. I hope anybody here on the coaching side, and if online, you can make comment on this. We'll have a shorter one today. Any questions? Yeah, she's screaming for help. You are right, Courtney. Yes. And in a way, if you are high tranquility people out there, I want you to know stress is not necessarily a bad thing, because stress is something that help you to really feel pain, but at the same time give you some kind of clear mind, so that you could almost in a way to bring a peace that cannot exist if it's not being fought for. Okay. And you will be shocked you watch some of the war movie or you interview some of the veterans that have been to the war zone, they will tell you the people who talk big, like risk taker, when there's nothing happening, when the bullets are not flying, are usually not the heroes on the battlefield. You'll be shocked when the bullets start flying, people get killed, bombs start to explode. The true hero on the war zone, a lot of them has high tranquility. For the sake of peace, they are able to risk their life. You'll be shocked. So don't just underestimate this. So I want you to know. So we have a question here. Thank you, Coach Ben from San Diego. How could someone with high tranquility like this find peace? How could someone with high tranquility like this find peace? That's a very, very good question. There are many other possibility, but this is what we recommend if you are high tranquility. Number one, you have to face tranquility, that inside that stress head on. That's number one. You have to really face your stress or tranquility, that who you are, head on. And so I see a lot of young people today, because of the social movement, some media report, they become very emotional. They just scream and they quote ideology, they quote social justice stuff. But if I analyze their video, most of them have high tranquility. That means they are inside them, they were born somehow with high stress level. But if you are not facing that tranquility head on, you just divert your attention to that's idealism. They fall for idea. Okay, you attribute that to vengeance. I want justice. Okay, you attribute that to curiosity. I got to learn. So once I have more knowledge, I will be No. Actually, you are just who you are. Somehow, some way, you have a higher tendency to feel stress and to really feel in your head. Okay. So in that case, you have to accept that and start to say, hey, this is who I am. And start to say that part of you is real. Don't ignore it. Don't suppress it. Don't just fight it off. Don't use religious or ideology to suppress it. Just, hey, yeah, that's who I am. All right. So, and this is crucial to know this kind of passion is legit. It could turn into a motivator. That's the number one. The first step that you have to. So that's why in our PQ test, we benchmark you against global data set. People from Europe and North America and Asia. So once we have this number benchmark, we can very, very objectively to say, hey, you are really belonging to the higher tranquility camp. Let us work out something. So you kind of need that. And that's number one. Okay. So you have to kind of face it head on and say, yeah, I accept I have high tranquility. I tend to have this. My tendency is to accept stress and absorb stress. It's like a stress absorber, like, yeah, you are. Okay. But how we can turn that around. So the second thing would be, you probably have to find one or two other passions surrounding your tranquility. So some people do that when they are into the stress mode, they eat, right? Anybody there? Just be honest, like when you are stressful, go eat. So yeah, you can see eating could help, okay? Some people go exercise. So you could see these two legit passion can help. So you have to find some assistance when you fall into the high tranquility mode to be able to divert your focus there, but not ignoring it. But that's my high tranquility thing. Okay, that's the second part. And number three, a lot of high tranquility people that come from the past experiences, the childhood experiences, could be a trauma, could be emotional wound, could be some kind of betrayal in the past, could be the insecurity coming from mom and dad, come from your community. It could happen. Okay. So so that would need a little bit of more time to kind of face that as well. You probably need external help. This is very difficult to do self-help. So I want you to find a community. You're able to open up a little bit. Professional help would be good. If not, just friend group. Open up a little bit. So I want to introduce a word to you. It's called vulnerability. Not vulnerable only. It's ability to be vulnerable. So, and a lot of people with high tranquility is they are not allowed to practice vulnerability. That means in their mind, that's not allowed. Men shouldn't cry. And the only way you just fight or just scream, you just call people down. The self-defensive mechanism will not help you. But you have to almost say, hey, I'm vulnerable, but do I have a group? So if you have a healthy group of friends, just not one or two, you are able to share that, practice that ability to be vulnerable. You don't have to talk for 5 hours. That friend should shut you down and say, please shut up. Okay, but you are able to at least to talk enough to open up a little bit. So, and facing the past is a very difficult thing. I'm not saying you should relieve that trauma. No, our way to look at it is like you should provide a new narrative, how you interpret that trauma, how you see that relationship failure in the past. Can you use a neutral language? We'll help you on that. So today I coach a girl, and a teenage girl. She keeps saying, Coach K, in your PQ language, it sounds like working, but in my real world, I don't have a language to describe what you just said. Okay, that girl just said everything. Like she said, in your PQ language, everything sounds workable. But when I fall back to the reality, nothing works. So see, that's why. That's why, because the tranquility lives in your mind. It's belong to the mind, the thoughts. So it's not your heart. So just hear me out. Stress doesn't show your heart. Stress actually suppresses your heart. Stress comes out of your mind. Your mind is stressed. Okay. So that's very clear. So from the motivation science, tranquility belongs to mindset. Your mind is totally kind of stressed out. So you need to be able to provide a different narrative to why your mind is wired that way. Why your mindset is wired this way. Why you have the default button like this, you have to call somebody down as an automatic response. It must come from the past. Okay. So all that need to be kind of talk about and open to people's feedback. Okay. Yeah. So this is a very interesting passion. I analyze it. I hope you are able to get something out of this. Okay. Any other question out there, or so online, anybody you want to type a question for me? I'd love to answer. So I know it's a viral video. I have my opinion on this is very different from many other online comments. Okay. So I want you to see this angle. Hopefully you are able to see this, not just a stress. It's not just give her 10 McDonald's every day. She will be fine. No, it's not going to be fine. Okay. She still have to deal with tranquility inside, the peacemaking and all that. And the past narrative, the past story that's catching up with her. All right. So, okay. Anybody else out there? All right. So an hour is perfect for this. So this is Passionaires time. Every Thursday we are here. If you are first time here, love to you subscribe. We are not shooting for like millions of subscribers now. For us, it's just serving our community. If you are coming from our passionaire.com, and you can really be part of this. Now, how long does it actually take to see this level of tranquility to go down? That's a very good question. How long does it actually take this level of tranquility to go down? Now, I think this lady, in particular, her tranquility stress level is up here. You can see that she couldn't breathe. She has to do something. So, and so how long? Well, it really depends. But if you have this level of tranquility over 8 to 12 months, it's going to impact your health. Let me repeat that again. This lady's tranquility number, as a coach, I would say is anywhere from 1.5 out of 2 to like close to 2. She's up there. Okay. So she doesn't have any room for any extra, pressure or stuff. Okay. So so you need enough room for you to be able to the other passion to come out. How long? I just give you that number, 8 to 12 months. If you don't manage it, it will come out from many different forms, like loss of sleep. Sometimes a little bit depression will start to manifest. Some people will have headache. You go to doctor couldn't find anything. Oftentimes anxiety attack. Okay. So it will start to impact your body. So and so I want you to know, tranquility, if you are not managing it, it could be like that. Now, for it to come down, really sometimes depend on, this is general rule of thumb, which may sound like terrible. How long did it take you into this tranquility mode? Oftentimes you need that much time to come out. So that's why it's a process. It's never just take a pill, done. So this is how a holistic lifestyle is to be. You have to unwind the way you wind it up so that you don't break. Okay. You don't force it. So for example, if you have a pattern of this starting from a childhood, out of a very argumentative parent, you would tend to argue when you stress up. Okay. To really unwind that one would take, so sometimes that would take a toll on your relationship, your current marriage or something, because your spouse and you have to work it out for that many years to unwind it. Okay. So you almost have this is where the faith coming in. This is where the community coming in, that this one, it take a village, take a very, very intentional village to fight this. Okay. So very, very intentional visual fight. So I want you to give you all this, but it's not hopeless. I've seen people really manage this and always come out on top. So some people just take a lifetime to do it, but they're always getting better. So this is actually a passion that when you grow older, you'll get better. so it's kind of funny that way, that when people say it's time will resolve everything, that's talk about tranquility. That when you get older, you will have less sensitive to this kind of stuff. Okay, you will start to embrace it a lot more easier. So that's why this is a lifelong passion. So we have to work on. So don't rush, don't blame yourself. So that's why embrace it a little bit. Say, hey, I am high tranquility. This is normal. Like I have anxiety attack, but I'm not going to just say, oh, I have a cancer. No, don't go to the worst case scenario. So another thing, you have to stop. You have to draw a line somewhere. Like you don't go to the worst scenario thing automatic. That one it need to be trained and practiced. Like you have to draw a healthy line. Like I won't go, like in a marriage, you don't just go directly, I'm going to get divorced. No. If you start, so last week where people, before they get to marriage, they say, what if we divorce? Well, that's tranquility talking. It's like you go to the worst case right away. Okay. So I want you to know you are not just a number in a statistic. You have every day, 24 hours, you have friends. So this is very, very, very crucial. Okay. Now, how does this type of person need to practice vulnerability with someone? How often? Almost weekly. So this woman in this video, if she could talk to another mom group or just one or two friends, understand her, will help big time. You can see she doesn't have no one to talk to. Can you see that? She had to videotape the whole thing to talk to the TikTok, talk to the internet. So that's how desperate she is. She has no one to talk to. All right. So if she had just one or two close friends, like just listen, weekly basis will be a big help. Huge. Okay. Yeah, it takes 20 years to build up. Sometimes take 20 years to build down. When I say this, I'm not trying to give you hopelessness. I want to give the reality about tranquility. It's so you don't push somebody to transform one day. That's usually not holistic. That usually push that person to backfire. So when people do that, suddenly you have a routine. Oh, I fight off my stress, my no, and that will come back 7 times more. Okay, so I'd like to have the natural process running in course. So you have an end to reach naturally, holistically. That's why Jewish people, when they meet people, they say shalom, peace. You see that? They know that. Shalom, it's so powerful. You know why? Peace is what this world needs. And I hope US also, American, when we meet people, we should say peace with you. Or we should say, hey, tranquility, how are you? So I have no idea. But really, this is something that we really need today. And media is not helping. Some of the people out there are not helping. They just want to stir it up because tranquility is someone, once you stir it up, it's easy to manipulate people. It's easy to get vote. It's easy, for example, it's easy to get you to do something, get you to buy a product. So you have to watch out for people who try to stir up tranquility to have their agenda fulfilled. So be very careful out there. So differentiate, discern that carefully. That's a tranquility, appeal. You have to then manage your tranquility to not to respond the way they want you to be. Now, how long, I don't know. It's not just talking. Vulnerability means you are able to be vulnerable. That means you can't just blame. Like if this woman keep talking about this man's behavior for 3 hours, she should be shut down in the first 10 minutes. And the vulnerabilities talk about my tranquility, my responsibility. How do I deal with my tranquility today? Yes, the dad stirred up by bringing a single McDonald's every day, stirred up my tranquility because my household with 4 kids, the burger can kill 3 people, because they fight over it, right? So why do I respond so fiercely or angrily for this? Is that because my mom always say every sibling should be treated right? Am I the one treated wrong when I was a child, a girl? So you have to almost start seeing like why, what happened, what just happened or what happened in the past relate to just what just happened. So that's where you practice vulnerability. Is focused on me because that tranquility, passion dwell in you. It's not going to just go like that. You cannot cast it out. It is in you. So yes, so that would be something I would recommend. Anybody else? Yeah. So how do you know your tranquility has been well managed? You will never know. Okay. You will never know. You will never know. So to manage tranquility, you shouldn't have a major or a scale or a standard. It has to be a decision. I know I have to manage my tranquility all my life. It's almost like it's not giving up. It's almost like, how should I call this attitude? It's like embrace your best friend called tranquility and try to work with it. Try to almost on the sideline accept how you respond when you are high stress and low stress. If you put a measuring stick to a tranquility, that's what I call it's not holistic. You will bounce back big time. You will see So tranquility is stemming from the fight or flight mechanism that we build in our brain. So, but that's just part of the explanation. There are more to it, as I said. And the best fighters sometimes come to the person fly all their life, like the most, not the out talker, the outspoken people, like I'm going to kill enemy. No, when you go to the battlefield, usually the ones who don't talk, who are highly stressed, who don't want to go to the battlefield, become the true hero on the real battle. So I want you to know you have the potential to be that hero, to be that person. And there's a price you have to pay, to sacrifice. So don't stress out on that. That's another stress. So you have to almost embrace that. Like, yeah, I'm high tranquility. How do I deal with it? Don't hide behind family. If you are a mom with high tranquility, always hide behind family talk. You will block your children from really enjoying family, because it's an excuse to protect your own tranquility, but you disguise that as a family talk. That just put a veil on your children, like, oh, family sucked. These high family people are not reasonable people. You see that? Okay. So, all right, let's say there's a married couple, 1%, 2.0 tranquility. How can other spouse assist this? Is there any specific they could do? I know if a family has one person with high tranquility, been there, done that. My mom is high tranquility. So, and so I watch her now. She's in her 70s. My dad passed away. I was very scared because they married for 50 years. It's the first time my mom doesn't have my dad by her side. She has high tranquility. I really feel she couldn't handle it. After my dad passed away, we have to come back to US. She's in Taiwan and she lived alone. I was so worried. And, but hey, I want to report out. And she didn't want to change the room my dad used to live in. So she wanted to just, and I'm like, wow, my mom may go crazy because, she's alone. She's vulnerable. She has high tranquility. She needs somebody to ground her, to comfort her. And I'm glad there's a friend that coming from New Zealand. She just said, hey, talk to my mom. So took my mom out to New Zealand. My mom is high experience. She loved travel, loved food. So she went out there. So make a change for a short time, travel a foreign country and come back. And I call her every week over internet and I watched something amazing. Actually, she's managing her tranquility amazingly. So sometimes if you have somebody to blame, you have somebody to argue with, you have some excuses that you hide behind, but it's actually tranquility. The best way to deal with your tranquility, to be alone for a season. Well, shock, huh? To be alone. So let everything just settle down and ask yourself honestly, what do you want? What exactly you want? What are you striving for? What are you striving for? What kind of peace you really want? How about $2 million will be not enough? I don't know. Is that money? Is it really money? Is it a house? Is it a job? What is really you want? So I have to be careful to say this, that you can almost do nothing to help the high tranquility person. Of course, people say, oh, let's practice communication skill. You can try. If you have been with one, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So sometimes you have to leave that person alone. And you may not be the best person to practice vulnerability with that person. So when I say this, it's not to isolate, but I want you to know we have to get to a point to realize this passion is a lifelong passion that a lot of people struggle. You almost have to let it run the course. But while that run the course, you kind of help not to stir it up, not to make it worse, okay? But to be able to see through this. So if I could have talked to this mom every day, I would say, how's your tranquility doing today? How's the peacemaking thing going? When she's able to talk about that, one McDonald may not matter anymore. Okay, seriously. So hopefully this is what we have for tonight. If you're out there, you know what I'm talking about. You are high tranquility people. Shalom, okay? Peace, whatever I say. But I want you to know, I want you to really appreciate this passion, because this is a passion that really stand out when there's a true danger, there's a true conflict, there's a battle going on. This passion is so powerful through history. Really. So I want you to know, don't abandon your own passion. Manage it. Cut 10% out. Try to manage 25%. Talk to a PQ coach. But don't just ignore it. Just don't disguise it. Don't suppress it, but to face it, to cultivate some other passions, so you can have the best system, not from outside, but from inside, to help to manage that passion. And you can live happily together with. All right. So thank you for coming on board today. Have a wonderful, wonderful July. I love July. One of my favorite time too, because Jersey is beach time. I hope I can get to beach one day. But all right. So good night, everybody. Hope to see you next week.